All right, guys, welcome to today's lesson. Today, we're going to talk about types of jobs, blue collar versus white collar, and this trend, especially with young people, but with a lot of people, of moving towards these trades and these types of jobs. Without further ado, let's start with the warm up part. Bartosz, can you read the instructions right here?
Oh, where is it? Okay, here.
Yes.
So, what is blue collar job? Try to define it. Then look at the images below. Can you name each person's job title? Then discuss the questions below.
Good. So all of these are blue collar jobs, right? So try to define, figure out what the definition is for a blue collar job. Later, we'll look at white collar, but right now, just blue collar. And what are these professions? Okay, so that's even if it's a different profession, it's not your profession. It's always good to know what different people's titles are, right? So think of other blue collar jobs. Now, white collar, right? So this will help you. So you see the collar is this part of the shirt around the neck. So you see white and blue, right? So that's a hint right there. And then why do you think people choose blue collar jobs instead of white collar jobs and vice versa? Meaning some people choose white collar jobs, some people choose blue collar jobs. What are the reasons behind each? And what are the pros and cons? What are the advantages and disadvantages of blue collar jobs and white collar jobs? All right, so this will be a good warm up to get us thinking about this topic, right? Organizing our ideas, remembering the vocabulary that we know about jobs and professions, right? And so that'll be a good one. So join your partner for this one. Join your partner for this conversation.
Hi, David.
Hi, Pavel. All righty. So Pavel, let's look at these jobs and what do they all have in common?
The first one is a plumber.
Plumber, good.
Plumbers repair the pipes and well, that's all.
Right.
And if I want to buy new a dishwasher, they will help me. But this one, I know to do it alone.
Yes, exactly. So to install the sink, what other things do they install? So they fix the pipes. What other things do they do?
I don't know how it in English. I know just pipes, and I don't know how that works in English.
Yeah, but you could do the toilets, the sink,
Yeah, toilets, yes, yes.
the sewer,
Shower.
shower. But this one is not a shower, it's a sewer. The sewer system, it's like in Czech canalizace,
Uh-huh.
right? What
Yeah.
goes from the bathroom, the water that goes out into the city and then it's
Uh-huh.
cleaned. So all of that. Okay, that's good enough. So what about the next job, Pavel? The next job.
Next job, I don't know how it in English, but I know what is it. They connect the iron or metal materials together. It could be some construction builder.
Right. That's a good one. That's general. Although the more specific would be a welder.
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 Okay.
Yeah, they do what they do. Like they connect or they work on metals,
And
creating metal pieces.
this what he do is weldering or
Oh, welding. Yeah.
welding. Okay.
Good. So this is what he does. Okay, good.
I do it in the school.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You do it or you did it in the past?
I did it in the school with it's two types of welding. It's with the electricity and with the gas.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Interesting. Interesting. Good. So remember, so it's welding, not weldering, but welding.
Welding. Okay.
Yeah, which is so welder, welding. Nice. So you did it in school, so you know how to do it.
Yeah.
So,
But it's 20 years ago. Now
I,
I don't know.
so you forgot. Okay. Okay, nice. And what about the next one, number 3, Pavel?
She is cutting wood and create some wood construction, but I don't know.
Okay. So that's a carpenter.
Carpenter.
Carpenter. Good.
Carpenter.
Yeah. So carpenter. She's a carpenter. Okay, good. And a 4. What about a
It's a builder.
builder? Oh, that's a good one. You could say or so that's builder is general or construction worker, but if he's
Wall builder.
home builder, that's a good one. But if you work on the surface, especially like the cement or stone surface, it's a masonry worker.
Masonry work. Okay.
Good. Okay, number 5.
It's the gardener, but it's still general.
Gardener, yeah. Gardener is and anyone very general. This is a landscaper. So the gardener, it's true. Most most landscapers are gardeners, but gardeners can be in a lot of different contexts. But if it's for aesthetic purposes, for people's gardens to make it look beautiful, to decorate, then it's landscaper. Okay, good. And then last one.
I don't know, electric worker, electric installator. I don't know.
Close. Electrician.
Electrician.
Yes. That's an electrician. Okay. So let's do the first one and then we'll switch. Pavel, how would you define this? So all of these are blue collar jobs.
They work with hands and making works.
Okay. So they work with their hands. And why do some people choose these jobs?
I have a friend who started with this kind of job because he was a little fired or broke from mental work, and these jobs are great because after 8 hours you can see your results. But in my case, sometimes I work 2 months and I don't have results. But in 1 week I did 5 businesses, but I am in depression 2 months. And
Wow.
1 week I am in good mood.
Wow. Yeah, that's hard psychologically, right?
Yeah,
'Cause you have to
sometimes,
work.
but I set up my brain because the create a new contract isn't that only one goal. Oh, and I have more smaller goals. I don't know, create LinkedIn post, create connection with LinkedIn, meet some new people from business, make a meeting with somebody.
Yeah, so that's definitely one positive thing about that. And let's do the opposite. What's something bad about these blue collar jobs?
Maybe it could be more danger.
It's a danger or danger
Rose.
dangerous.
Usually that people are entrepreneurs. Maybe you need to manage more things like company economy. When your customer don't want to pay, you have to know how to manage your time. You need to track your customers. But in Czech Republic is different situation. I think we don't have these people and they have a good hourly taxes.
Oh, wow. Nice. Paul, except when your customer so you said don't want.
Doesn't want.
Yeah, doesn't. It doesn't. Okay. Yeah, but they get some special, the technical word, special tax treatment. So they can deduct things, right? they have to pay less taxes because they have a blue collar job or they have a blue collar business. Okay, good. Oh, we're going to switch so I can practice a little bit with Bartosz, but talk about white collar job. The same thing, positives, negatives of white
Okay.
collar and blue collar. All right, very good. And let's switch here. All right, so Bartosz, so what were you talking about with Dominic?
And we were looking for names of each person and their activities. Yeah, so it wasn't very easy.
Yeah,
And-
I'll give those answers when we get back to the main.
Yeah, but we wanted to be prepared. And now we discuss these reasons for which people decide to take blue collar job.
Oh, wow. Okay, so what are some reasons?
Yeah, we're discussing about some generational thing.
So remember, not we are discussing about. We were talking about or we were discussing.
Discussing, okay. Discussing if that usually the young people, when deciding which job, which future they should choose, they ask parents. And if parents have white collar jobs or maybe are like exhausted about their blue collar jobs,
Right.
usually the good idea for them is, oh, let's take the white collar jobs. It would be easier. It's probably you will earn more and you will not have to study. Yeah. But at the same time, on the flip side, we see that in the area of AI, everything is changed. And we see that maybe a few years ago, if we knew about the AI, we would choose different jobs,
So
the different professions.
So here, third conditional, if we,
we would have chosen.
if we had known
Yeah.
about AI, we would have chosen. Good. Yeah, that there's a huge shift. Also, when it comes to money, we learned, oh no, office workers, that's like those are the top earners. And sometimes it is true with finance or even corporate law. It's a great place to be in terms of a career, right? But just a typical office worker right now, at least in America, sometimes they earn less than some of these blue collar jobs. Right. And why do you think that is? Why are some?
Yeah, from my perspective.
Yeah.
For now, yeah, I see it in my work as well. Yes, because of AI. Yeah, now the very easy, repetitive works now maybe being provided, made by AI.
Yeah, or done by AI. Yeah.
Done by AI. So the market needs only the experienced professionals. Yeah. So it's very hard today for young people to get the job. Yes. And to also to gain experience right, as a professional, not only as a prompt maker.
Exactly. That's the thing. And you said it right now. You said the market. It's all about the market. If there aren't any plumbers and your toilet is not working, you're going to pay whatever price to fix it. And if there's no one there and then, there's only one guy and it's the price, so it'll cost you $500. He comes. Yeah, that's how it is in America. It's a lot of these jobs are so expensive. Electrical work, plumbing, so expensive, hundreds of dollars. And they come in and they do it in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
20 minutes, done. Boom. $400 right there. And that hasn't, like AI, maybe robotics, maybe some of these Tesla robots will one day replace them. You can have a Tesla robot fix your electrical work or your toilet or whatever. But right now it's still not there.
Yeah, and I think but still, I see the room for people to make this the easiest manual work. Yeah, because I think that creating and manufacturing of the robots for only one thing, it would be very costly, expensive. Yes, and even if it would do the jobs instead of you, still probably there would be the one firm having these robots and driving with them and installing only
Right.
for the one shot in one apartment, one flat. Yeah. So still think that even if the job will be easier, still this 100 pounds will be, or dollars will be paid for the plumber job.
It's true, although robotics is also Tesla. They're changing their business model and they're focusing more on robotics more than cars right now because they see the future. Then they see that that's what we're moving towards. So
Interesting.
we'll see. All right, guys. So let's first the $1 million question. What are the names of these jobs? That's what everyone. Let's see. If one, just say which one. Dominic, which one of these do you know?
The first one is plumber.
And so this, the B is silent. So even though we write it,
Plumber.
plumber. Yeah,
Plumber.
a plumber. Good. And Pavel, another one.
A welder.
Yes, good. Welder.
I know it because of you.
Exactly, a welder. That's the guy that does that. He connects these mostly metals, like you were saying, Pavel, but it can also be like plastics or other synthetic materials. Yeah, thermoplastics. Right, with heat. They use heat to put things together. Okay, good. And Bartosz, another one.
Carpenter.
Good, that's a good one. A carpenter. Back to you, Dominic.
I think that the gardener, the 5.
5. You could say gardener.
Gardener.
There's another one that might be a little bit more because a gardener could be much more general. This one is for like yards, for more like decorative. It's, I think Pavel knows.
Landscaper.
Yes, a landscape.
Grass layer.
That's a good one. Yeah, so landscaper is more about like just people's home gardens, just these bushes, like they put down the grass. A gardener includes, many gardeners are landscapers, but gardeners also include people that do more like the botanical stuff and the gardens, also like the fruits and the vegetables and the herbs, all of that. Good, good. And let's see, Pavel, another one.
Electrician.
Good. An electrician. And Bartosz. Number 4.
Plasterer.
Close.
No, we checked it. Yeah, so there are plasterer, drywall finisher, drywall paper, or skin coater.
Okay, that's good. Oh, that's like extremely specific.
Yeah,
They'll be more like a masonry worker. All right. So masonry is anything that has to do with like cement or even rocks. It can be cement, rocks. All of that is a masonry worker, right? Bricks, concrete, blocks, stones, right? To build walls, walkways, structures like that. Right. But of course, you can be extremely specific as well. And a plasterer only does, like you were saying, that's the only job they do is to put cement on the wall and smooth it out. Okay. So a lot of these are right. You can, even Pavel was saying construction worker or builder. That's even more general. Okay, so a lot of these are right. Okay. So let's compare white collar and blue collar together. So remember what you talked about with your partner. And Dominic, let's start with you. Give us either a good thing. So let's start with blue collar jobs. So we'll put blue right here, or white collar jobs. You can tell us something good or something bad about it.
Okay, blue collar jobs. I think that blue collar jobs in general should be more dangerous than white collar in terms of being hurt.
Well, so that'll be a negative. So they're more dangerous. So,
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. And let's see, Bartosz, blue collar or white collar? Positive.
Blue collar positive. Like you see the fruits of your work.
Ooh, that's a good point. You see the fruits, right? You see the fruits of your work, right? So it's more satisfying, can be more satisfying, give you more fulfillment. That's a good point. Okay, Pavel.
For the benefit of blue collars jobs, you don't need the gym.
So you can do their physical activity, right?
Yeah, you don't have problem with your back.
Oh wow, you get strong. You get strong, right? So yeah, they're active. It's true. Some people they need to move around, and they can't imagine staying on in front of a desk all day. That's a good point, Pavel. Okay, Dominic, back to you. You can continue with blue collar, or you can talk about white collar job. Positives or negatives?
Yeah. Okay, some negatives about blue collar. I think it requires more investments at the beginning, like tools and all these parts when you are work just on yourself. And it's tricky to provide a good service. And sometimes you have only one try for a lot of things. For example, you are a carpenter and you screw up something, you have to pay somehow. Yes, higher risk of damage or failure. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Higher risk of failure, damage if you're. Okay. Yeah, that's true. That's true, especially with, like you were saying, carpentry or even electrical worker. Yeah, that could be very costly. Nice. Okay. Good points. Good points. Okay. And Pavel.
White collar jobs have an unstable future because technology and AI.
Good. Or maybe or maybe uncertain future. So you're not sure about the future because of AI or technological advances. That's true. Who knows? A lot of these desk jobs might not exist in the future. So that's uncertain future. Okay, great. Barto?
Maybe something positive for white collar jobs and less opportunities for growth.
Oh, yes. Opportunities for growth, right? You can.
In blue collar, yes, it's like I think that the ceiling is very low. Yeah, so you may be a great electrician, but maybe you are a very fast electrician. But what else? Yeah, I discussed it with one taxi driver. Yeah, and I remember he said, "Okay, I'm good. I know all the city by heart, but what next? Is no more room for better earnings, for being better professional. Yeah, in white collar jobs, there is still a room for improvement.
Right. You can climb the ladder. Right. The
Yeah.
corporate ladder. That's true. Yeah, it's true. With blue collar, you could have, I know some guys who built teams like,
But I think the building teams is white collar side of blue
It's true.
collar. The job.
Sure. It's a pinstripe color. So yeah, he started as a construction worker and then he became, instead of doing all the work himself, he was
Manager.
Yes, he took teams on the road with him and they did the work and he was just supervising. He was just managing. Yeah, it's true. It's managerial. So it's a blend of the two. Okay, good. So we have a few ideas here. Any other ones that we didn't mention? Anybody? Or is pretty much it? Okay. If that's it, then we will continue with the next activity. All right. So the next activity here, let's look at some vocabulary. All right. So here we have some words. Which ones do you associate with white collar? Which ones do you associate with blue collar? And you can explain, right? You can explain just because it's good to practice speaking, right? So for example, with this one, maybe we could start with Barto. So choose one word and then tell us if it's white collar or blue collar.
So maybe student debt.
Okay,
And
good.
student debt, that is white collar jobs.
Okay, and why?
Because for blue collar jobs, you don't need to graduate from the university.
That's a good point, right? Especially in America, huge problem. Student debt is a huge problem. Right. Good. Good. And we can go. We can continue with Dominic.
I think high earning potential is belong to white collar jobs.
Okay, and why?
I'm thinking about any very high earning. I think that in general you can earn a lot with a blue collar profession, but the limits in maximum are much higher in profession like with white collar, because it's
Exactly, like the CEOs, the executive jobs, the $1 million packages. That's white collar for sure. Okay, good, Pavel.
Manual labor, it's blue collar job.
Yes, you're right. Okay, perfect. Back to Barto.
And so my manual we have so mentally challenging for white collar jobs.
Mentally challenged.
But I think that both, if you do something repeatedly, it's also mentally challenging. So I think that, and for example, if you are an electrician, yes, and you need to work at some very high level, I believe it's mentally challenging. Yeah, but at the same time, I think that from my experience, the white collar jobs sometimes takes a lot to the level of responsibility, and my decisions may have the further consequences than only if I. Sorry for saying that. Maybe I do not connect the pipes in correct way. Yeah. So it's also mentally challenging. Yeah, because it's stressful.
Yeah, it's true. Maybe we could say kind of white collar can be more intellectually challenging. The intellect, where the blue collar, it's still mentally, you still have to use your mind, but it's more about the practical aspect.
Yeah.
Of how to connect the pipe, how to weld these two things together. Right. That's maybe abstract. Okay. Good points. Good points. Dominic, back to you.
I think colleague enrollment belongs to white collar.
All right. So I just got not colleague, but college.
College. Yeah. College enrollment. Okay. We talk about this with Bartosz, but it's not a rule. It's not necessary for every white collar jobs, but for most of them, especially, for example, for Bartosz jobs, he cannot execute his profession without a university degree.
Sure. Almost necessary. Yeah. Good. And Pavel, another one.
Skilled trade is connected with blue collar jobs.
Good. And can you explain to us?
You have to know how to work with your hands. I don't know.
Of course. Yeah. Those are the skills, right? So trade, it's when you have a trade, that's like being an electrician. Of course, it's also a job, but it's a trade because it's a very specific job. Right. What you can know how to do. Good. Perfect. Back to you, Barto.
Yeah. Similarly, apprenticeship is also connected more with blue collar jobs. So you need to know in practice how to do something.
So does everyone understand what an apprenticeship is? Yeah.
I don't know.
Like
Okay.
being an intern and looking and somebody else is making it the job. Yes. So you can follow their example.
Exactly. So the apprenticeship is someone who follows someone else. You many times they start like as the assistant, right? So you'll go with a plumber and you will just sometimes even work for free for 1 year, just learning. And then they start doing the job.
And it's the kind of school or not?
No, it's more practical. You just work. Basically you work, but under a professional.
Under Mr.
Like in the medieval, you had the supporter of the knight. So,
right. So you go instead of going to university and read books about it, you just call an electrician and say, hey, do you do apprenticeships? And say, yeah, sure. Tomorrow, come with me. And then you're with the electrician all day.
Yeah, it's like Padawan from Star Wars.
Yeah, Padawan.
Okay, awesome. So that's apprenticeship. And very good. Pavel, that was Pavel, right? Apprenticeship. Back to Bartosz, is that right?
Okay, so AI and robots with white collar jobs problem now.
It can also be maybe,
Yeah.
maybe.
Maybe AI for white collars and robots for blue collar.
Yeah, some of them can be both. So can you explain that?
Yeah, these days, I think the large range of white collar jobs may be done by AI. Yes. At the same time, robots are manufactured to render some very simple, or maybe sometimes not so simple, more complicated things, but like manually, physically. Yeah, so it's why robots are more connected for blue collar jobs,
Exactly.
from my point of view.
A lot of these machines, it starts with a machine that does part of the work, and then slowly the machine does more and more. Very good, Bartosz. Dominic.
I think skill trade belongs to blue collar jobs.
Actually, sorry, we hit
Yeah,
already.
sorry. I over. So corporate ladder, yes, it's definitely white collar. It refers to some org chart, some organization chart about your supervisor and team leaders, and this, I think, it's also for some group of workers when you have some supervisor and then some regular worker, but it's more common for some big company with a lot of employees who has to be in some smaller groups and teams, and these teams need some leaders, and these leaders also have some supervisors. So I think it's white collar.
Right. Exactly. You got it. The corporate ladder or the hierarchy of the organization. That's definitely the white collar, the corporate structure. Good. And last one, Pavel.
Vocation training. I'm not sure if I understand well, but I think it's connected with both, because you focus on some field, some vertical. It's, I don't know, economy, or it's white collar, but in blue collar you can focus on, I don't know, be a landscape.
Yeah, so you're right. It could be, typically it's more, you were right about the blue collar, more it's manual and practical. But you start seeing this a little bit also with blue collar jobs, where you get the kind of the training without having to go to university. But
Yeah.
typically it's more manual. So I think we'll put it here more with blue collar, but you're right. Sometimes it could be.
Because in corporate, they have a position who is called like trainee, and
Right.
they train the new, I don't know, junior brand managers.
It's true. So that's good. Those are good points. All right. So let's continue here with part 3. We'll do part 3 and the preview discussion together so that we can have enough time to talk about the video. So here, basically you agree or disagree. So here, number 1, Dominic, can you read this definition?
Yes. Sorry, number 1. A university degree is the best investment a young person can make, and going to university is usually worth it.
So that's what they say, right? They teach us in school, university, if you can become a bachelor, if you get a bachelor's degree or a master's degree, that's the best investment, right? It's usually worth it. So agree, disagree, or partially, and then explain. And then Pavel, 2.
In my country, there is enormous pressure on young people to go to university, and not attending of the carries social stigma.
Good. So let's break this one down. So there's pressure to go to university, meaning you have to go, right? If you don't go, it's a social stigma. So what does a stigma mean?
It's if somebody notice you, I don't know, during the war, there was Jude
Right.
or something like this.
Yeah, exactly. So the stigma means it's something that makes you look bad socially. Right.
Yeah.
That sets you apart, that people are like, oh, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, he is fan of Barcelona.
Right. If you're a fan of Barcelona and Madrid, that's a social stigma.
Yeah.
That is a big social stigma. But yeah, there's a lot of these. So sometimes we're part of a group, and in the past, in some countries still, right? If you don't have a white collar job, if you didn't go to university, it's, oh, I don't want, you're not in my class. It's like a class thing. All right. But in some places, it's changing. I heard that in Germany, it's changing, right? So it's not, there isn't this kind of prestige, right? Or a lot of normal people and people who have a good position in society, they have blue collar jobs. So now the last one, and maybe here for Bartosz, maybe you can read it, and then we'll go into our breakout rooms.
Okay. So, do you currently work, or have you ever worked in a blue collar job? If not, do you know anyone who does? Do you think these types of jobs would suit or interest you? Why or why not?
So that one is just to make it personal. Do you or anyone that you know ever worked in this? And talk about it. Do you think this, would you be happy, for example, if you couldn't find a job, right? You couldn't find a job and you had to go into this field. Would you be happy? All right, so let's change. I will work with Dominic here, and then Bartek and Pavel try to use some of the vocabulary, right? That's why we learn this vocabulary, so that we can use it. That's the point of learning it. So say manual labor, high earning potential, mentally challenging, right? All of these, student debt, right? That's important when you talk about the investment, the college degree investment. Okay, so try to use the vocabulary, and let's go into our breakout rooms. All right, so Dominic, let's talk about the university degree. Is it a good investment?
That's a great question. I think when I was about to choose my future profession, a lot of people told me that it's a good investment, and I follow these advices. So I have a university degree, but at the end, what I am doing right now, it's not necessary for having this degree, and I'm not sure. I think for some kind of jobs, it's better. And for some big international corporate, it's good having this degree in CV. So when you aim to this corporate international, it's definitely good investment. But when you are not decided about a specific profession, I think it's not necessary, and experience are more useful. Start with a job in early years. It's maybe better than attend university for 5-6 years and postpone this beginning.
And this also, when we talk about an investment, we have to consider debt, right?
Yes.
Like in America, in the universities, like in my country, it costs, a good university will cost between $40,000 and $50,000 a year. So
Wow.
bachelor's, $200,000, $200K debt. Right? Now, that's a lot of money. But if university is free, like in some countries, then maybe then it's a different type of investment, right?
Yeah.
What can you say about student debt in the Czech Republic? Is it an issue?
I don't think it's issue. We have education is, I'd say, almost for free. You have to pay for some accommodation or some place where you live when it's not in your
Accommodation.
country. Accommodation, yeah. And you have to pay some requirements or some
Fees.
necessary things, fees, yes. But in general, yeah, you don't need to pay for education except private universities. But it's just an option compared to one profession what comes to my mind, and it's when you learn to be a pilot or a plane pilot. Yes,
Pilot, yeah, of course.
I think you have two options. One is become a professional, like a soldier. It's no go for a lot of people. So then you can study at the Czech Technical University, and this costs around, or these days it costs around 1 million. It's about almost 50,000 US dollars.
Wow.
And you can pay for this later, and you will get high salary as a pilot. So it's easy to return the money in first couple of months. But still, I think it's a big pressure for
But
students.
still, it's almost like if you become a pilot, you almost have a guaranteed job. Your job is guaranteed after, right?
Yeah.
Whereas if you study marketing at university in America, there's no guarantee.
Yes. Did you get
Right? And there's so many people. You're in marketing, right? So you probably know that a lot of people study marketing at school and they don't know anything.
Yes.
They're like, oh no, yeah, the four P's of marketing, all these things for the test. But when it comes like, oh no, give me a plan to promote this product. Where's the tests? I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's hard.
And what about this profession as a medicine or law? Is there a guarantee that you get a job as a doctor?
More, yeah.
It's
If you go through school, but it's 10 years of school and then 4 years of practice. So when you're 30 or 32, you probably owe maybe $500,000, 500K. But I know because my cousin, she's a doctor. And once, if you go to school and you pass all the exams and you get all your certificates and you go and you get a job and you have to do the practice too. But then after that, in America, you're swimming in cash. Like you're making so much money. So yeah, like you said, you can pay back the 500K in 2 years. So
very long term.
but it's 12 years maybe of
Yeah.
studying, but you have to pass all the levels. A lot of people,
Yes.
they start, they get, and they get have $100,000 or $200,000 in debt, and then they have to quit because they didn't pass the exams, or they
Yeah.
didn't get to the next level, or they couldn't manage it because you have to memorize. It's like memorizing so many things.
Yeah.
It's like sitting in the library for 10 hours studying. Very few people can do that. Very few people have the mental capacity, the IQ or the memory to just study for 10 hours every day.
Yes. It's horrible. And still you cannot get hurt during your normal life. You have to think about, for example, New Year's Eve, don't do anything stupid because when you get hurt, you will probably not be able to perform this profession.
It's true. It's true. Right. So it is tricky. Now I'm coaching a lady. She has a company. She's not hers, but she's a partner. And she says that they prefer to hire 18-year-olds straight out of high school, and they will teach them. And then for a few years, and then offer them a full-time job rather than for them to go to university.
Okay.
And what they do is they have a training program, and they tell them, you come here. They make very little money, very little, just enough, like $1,000 a month or something, just enough to survive. But after 3 years, guaranteed job, which is like a good job for $100,000. But it's guaranteed. It's if you sign the paper, it says, I will learn everything and I will come to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, every day for 3 years. I learn everything. I will have a guaranteed job when I'm 21.
What was the profession? Sorry, I missed that.
So this was the company they do. It's like a food company.
Okay.
Like a food company. So it's but all kinds of jobs. Basically, the whole HR department finds the perfect place for you. You're 18. You go there and you're like, oh, I like this. It's okay. You can do that. You like sales. Okay. They prepare you for sales. Oh, I like the production or the engineering. Okay. Boom. So basically it's a program and they say we will prepare you. You don't have to go to college,
And is it some kind of internship?
like an internship,
Yes.
kind
Or
of like, but more like an apprenticeship.
Yeah.
But mixed because they also pay them
Yeah.
minimum,
Yeah.
but you save money on debt and your job is guaranteed. So you're like, oh, going to university, spending $200,000 on that, wasting your time, and then maybe getting a job or maybe not. Most of the time they don't get a job. Here, your job is guaranteed.
That's a bad system, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are also some trainee programs. It's also
Yeah.
like for some, I think in Skoda, Skoda car manufacturing, there are these trainee programs. And I think that it's not guarantee, but 80%, 90% they will get a real job after a couple of years. But
maybe for companies, it's a better investment, right? Because the problem that companies have now is retention, keeping employees, because employees want to change every 2 years. They want to get a new job.
yeah,
But if you have them when they're 18, maybe you can keep them loyal
yeah,
to the
Yes.
company. So they will stay 10 years, 20 years. Right? It's a different strategy.
yeah. That's true. We don't have internship in our.
All righty, guys. All right, good. So let's check out this video right here. So we're going to meet two girls, Jessica Martelli and Isla Rotolo, right? So they're going to share their story. What do they do now and where do they do it? So tell me about their job and the place. And also let's talk about, try to catch what their career paths have been like. How did they start? Right, their careers, how are they different? And how are they similar? Right, so that'll be the first one. So let's dive into this video and check it out and see what they have to say. All right, let's see. Let me change the audio settings here 1 second so that you can hear it better. Okay, so this should work. All righty.
An age-old question is the ever-rising price of a four-year college worth it? For many, the answer is yes, but for an increasing number of high school students graduating into an economy with some 11 million open jobs, the quickest path to a well-paying career is by learning a trade. NBC News senior business analyst Stephanie Wu has more in our Sunday Spotlight.
At a refurbished firehouse in New York City, Jessica Martelli is learning how to build a wall. She's a student at NEW, Non-Traditional Employment for Women. It trains women for jobs in construction, but it is not what the 22-year-old had originally planned after high school.
Did you want to go to college, or did you think that was the path everyone takes?
I thought since I was the first generation in my family, I'd be the first generation to graduate college.
But instead, she left college early and took a job in retail. Then she learned about this training, and now she's considering a job as a sheet metal worker.
As we're having this conversation, your eyes are lighting up. You are smiling ear to ear.
Yeah, really excited.
It's a similar story for Isla Rotolaskow. First a year of college and a retail job. Now she's an apprentice carpenter on a 58-story high-rise in New York.
When I was in high school, it was, what college are you going to? Did you get your admission letter yet? And I never even thought to go into the trades because it wasn't a conversation that I had with anybody.
After decades of societal pressure to go to college, a group.
Okay, so here let's jump into our breakout room and just share the information. What did you catch from these girls? All right, so just 2 minutes, very quick, and then we'll come back and check out the next one. All right, so Paula, what did you catch from these girls?
They work like blue collars now, and when they starting, they was in university. They where in the university because social pressure, nobody talks with them about that manually works and they can focus to this. Everybody say, go to the college,
Focus.
sorry, focus on, go to the college. And the first one left the college and start working like in retail. And after this, she decided to work like, what is it, builder or carpenter? Carpenter. And second one, she worked in retail too, and she decided to focus on, I don't know what job she had, forgot.
Similar.
Similar, yes.
And what do you think? Do you think they made a good choice?
I think it's the American mindset, or in Czech Republic, we don't have that kind of pressure. I never feel late, or maybe from the family, but not from. If your parents have a university, they will press on you
More pressure.
pressure you, but I don't feel this. I never feel this on me. My mother was surprised that I have high school.
Really? High school or university?
High school. I don't have university.
Oh, wow.
And I don't feel that I need it. Now I give advice to billionaires and meet them on the meeting like partner.
Wow.
And that's the problem. Maybe sometimes some people are surprised that I don't have university, but I have practice.
You have
I do
experience.
this 20 years.
Yeah, so you have experience. That's more valuable. All right. Very good.
David, we have a question for you.
Sure.
What color of a collar belongs to musicians?
Music.
Artists in general.
Artists. That's a good one. Cool. I would say you can't say they're blue or white. Maybe no color. No color.
Maybe no color. No color.
Right. No collar. Yeah. Maybe that's the right answer. The no collar. No collar jobs. I'm a no collar job. I wear a t-shirt every day. I work online. Yeah. It's the gray area. All right. Very good. So now before we probably don't have time for it. Let's just watch a couple more minutes.
Pink collar. Copilot says that it's neither. It's often considered part of the creative class, but pink collar. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so it's like the professions related to services, education, and art.
Pink. Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, so your color is also this pink as well.
Pink. Yeah, that's not very masculine, but whatever AI says, right? If that's what they say. But here, let's just watch and look at some ideas here about this trend, and just so that we can have an idea, and then go have a final conversation with our partners about this, about education, about work, white collar, blue collar. All right, so let's see what other ideas. Remember, our goal here is just to get some ideas for conversation.
Growing number of students are looking for alternative career paths, especially ones that don't carry significant loan debt. Last spring, college enrollment dropped to nearly 5% from a year earlier, and attendance overall is down more than 9% compared to pre-pandemic levels.
Is going to a trade school now considered an alternative to going to college? It is, and it should be even more, right? It's the other 4-year degree is what we say. You're earning while you're learning, and you're not carrying the debt.
In 2021, more than 500,000 apprentices were learning skills like carpentry and plumbing, but also IT and healthcare. That's up 66% from 10 years earlier. Nationwide, there are more apprenticeship programs supported by federal aid from both Republican and Democratic administrations.
First thing is, that was a great attitude.
Increasingly, kids under 18 are interested in these careers. At Berkmar High School north of Atlanta, there are the usual classes, math and English, but also construction. As early as 9th grade, students learn about carpentry, plumbing, and masonry.
This is the kind of program that needs to be in every single high school in America. And it's one of those that can give students just another way of looking at what possibilities are out there.
Yet many students and parents, along with employers, still worry about not having a college degree. Do we put too much pressure on kids to go to college? Absolutely. It's the big default. It's almost as if you don't go to college, there is a stigma. There are plenty of worthwhile jobs. In fact, jobs right now that can't be filled that pay $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 a year to start, not requiring a college degree. College is not for everyone. And the sooner that we realize that, the better off this country's going to be.
Thanks to this program, like from the very beginning to the very end, it's just pushed me to where I want to be.
For Sunday Today, Stephanie Rule, New York.
Strong partner, talk about this, talk about the education system, talk about blue collar jobs. Do you see the same trend in your country? And what do you think about this trend? Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Let's do that right here. So, join your partner for maybe 3-4 minutes. All right. So, Bartosz, tell me, what's your reaction to this trend?
No, I think this trends. Yeah. So my first thought was that maybe it's less artificial that it was. Yeah, because this demand that everyone needs to have the university degree, even if they don't need it. Yeah, it was like not allowing people to be themselves. Yeah,
Right.
and I think at the same time, I don't have a good experience of the university.
Really?
Also, for me, it was like the loss of my time.
Really?
And everything I learned in JAP or in like post-diploma
Right.
studies from Cambridge. Yes, and in 5 years in Poland, I think that it could be like concentrate, yes, not concentrate, shorten to the 6 months.
Right.
It
Good.
would,
Or it could have been.
yeah, could have been. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it would have been enough. Yeah,
It would
and,
have.
so I see this requirement of the university of learning things by heart is something old-fashioned and not really required, especially in the new era of AI. So when the knowledge should not be learned by heart, it's rather about the practical knowledge, not knowledge from the book. And
Creativity.
yeah.
Creativity and
Yeah,
like
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, for example, in medicine, I think it's not the creativity, it's sometimes the knowledge, but the knowledge, you should know that the sufficient knowledge to understand if AI is right or not, but it's not
Right.
by learning by heart.
But remember medicine in the 1800s when there was the big jump, right? It was creative. Like doctors and scientists like experimented. They were like, okay,
Yeah.
what is this weird fungus that's growing? Oh, penicillin. Oh, cool. Try this. Let's try that. Whereas now it's not.
Because of American lawyers, it will never come back.
But the thing is, right now, I talk to a lot of doctors and they're not, science is about experimenting, right? It should be.
But you have legal liability. There is no room for trying, yes, for
Right.
mistakes. Yeah.
That's why that's why we didn't have it in the last few years but we have trials and long-term trials and it takes
Yeah.
10 years to approve a drug,
Yeah.
treatment. We didn't have it in 2020, 2021. That normally and that's it, to find new systems, new ways to heal, new ways to live. But it's just, like you said, it's just memorizing. It's just, my cousin is a doctor. It's all memorizing. It's not, hey, maybe there's a better way to treat cancer. This is the only solution.
Because the secure way to close the doors, and you have a happy evening without risk of additional liability, making some bad things for your
Right.
patients.
Yeah, it's true. The other problem with American universities, especially, is they've become extremely politicized, and not the good
Yes.
politics, but like the Marxists. They're just hotbeds of neo-Marxism. It's terrible.
I think the same in Poland.
It's you talk to these kids and they're being brainwashed, and it's wait, did we not learn anything from Stalinism and Leninism and Bolshevism?
Yeah, we should.
Did we
we
forget?
should have.
Did we forget? Did we forget? You know what's? But they're like, no, we need to do it and tax the rich and take money away from people and it's the proletariat, the workers. Come on, you know
It's taught by professors.
exactly. All righty, guys. Great lesson today. I think we covered everything. There's some extra content here, page 5 and 6, if you wish. To 4 and 5. Okay. But have a good rest of the week, a good weekend, and I'll see you guys next time.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
See you.
See ya. Take care.